Hi guys, back with another review from Super Good Pixel, Plays with Toys. This time it's the Stormtrooper set from the Force Awakens. It's the dual set of the Stormtrooper and the Stormtrooper Heavy Gunner. This saves you a little bit of money. You can buy both of them separate, but if you're going to buy both of them, this is a little bit of a better deal. I like their little pack-in of all the accessories in one tray. Usually they're kind of scattered about. But this is actually packed in pretty good for Hot Toys. I kind of like their packaging here. But as you can see, you actually get 15 hands, even though I think it lists that you're only supposed to get 14 totals. I'm not quite sure what the extra hand was just yet, because I'm giving you this fresh, right out of the box review. This is kind of my first impression. Now, the first thing I noticed is that his armor is very plasticky, as opposed to the Hot Toys Stormtrooper, which is a very polished paint. This almost just feels like the raw plastic. Now maybe there is a thin coat of something on there, but it really does just look like plastic. Now to me, the first thing, it kind of screamed out like it looked a little bit more toyish, but I kind of got used to it. So maybe this is better. It'll won't scratch up as easy. Or maybe they're just trying to be more authentic to the real costume. But the Heavy Gunner and the Stormtrooper are essentially the same figure, except he's got this vest and he has a super big heavy gun, and he does not have the Stormtrooper blaster as where the normal Stormtrooper does. They both have pistols though. The details on the helmet are pretty nice. I mean, they're as accurate as the movie. He has an undersuit that's a little bit different than the normal Stormtrooper. It's kind of thicker around the crotch there. Now the knee pads are kind of interesting. They just kind of pop off with Velcro. There's no like band around it. So there's lots of things in this figure that you have to watch out for that don't pop off. Like his gun actually hooks on with the magnet, which I'll show you here in a bit. Comes with a decent stand. Although he is a little wobbly on it at times, because the back of the stand wants to like hit his ass a little bit, so it's not perfect, but it'll do. Now back to the accessories. As you can see, there's the heavy gun and the pistol for the heavy gunner, and then the Stormtrooper blaster and the pistol for the normal Stormtrooper. And then the rest are just all hands. Now, as I said, the guns have magnets in them, so they're a little bit heavier than you expect. They feel nice. I wish they didn't have this white on it, but that's just the way they are in the movie, so they're kind of stuck with that. But to me, when you have a gun and you kind of paint it not black, it kind of comes off as a toy. But again, that's the way they are in the movie. Now here's the ridiculous big gun. I say ridiculous because it doesn't really work well with the figure, because the figure is a little bit hard to pose. He's stiff. Now this just pops on with the magnet, which is nice, but you have to watch it because it can fall off. Now, his hand, as you can see, doesn't actually go over the trigger. It kind of falls just short. If you try to make it go over the trigger, you're going to break off the trigger, so you got to watch that. Now, here's his joints. Now, it has these like tubing, and it is really stiff. And I'm also worried that if you pose him, that and also this right here, you might get some creases later on, or this material might break down. But that's just my gut feeling. I don't know this for sure, but now here's the gun in his hand. Now I couldn't quite get him posed the way they have him on the box, which is kind of under his arm, and has this great action pose, but the arms just don't move very well. At least maybe I have to break them in, but everything is really stiff. Now here's a quick peek at the instructions, because people seem to like it when they get to see this stuff, like don't take the helmet off, don't take the armor off, or you're screwed. And then the gun has this little stand that comes out of it, just like the movie. You see it in the movie for like 5 seconds, so gotta have an actual toy version of it. I'm not a big fan of the gun. It's just a little ridiculous, I think. But they are two nice figures. I just went for the blaster and the pistol as far as my figures, and I don't really have them in a great pose. They're just kind of just hanging out, because I'm a little worried that the rubber on his arm is going to crack if you bend his arm too much. Now, I had a different figure a Captain America that kind of had like stiff shoulders and had his arm kind of bent, and then over time, like the stitching just started popping from being in a pose. So I've kind of learned my lesson, and I'm going to back away from that. But yeah, once you get used to his armor, plastic, not really have this painted look and just kind of this plasticky feel, again, it's nice. But again, I think they're just trying to be more authentic to the movie. Now, this is not really an exclusive set, so you can get this from anywhere. You don't have to go through Sideshow. I'm having actually better luck not pre-ordering stuff from Sideshow. For some reason, the last so many figures directly from them, I've had problems and had to go back, but they're still a great company, and I still like all their stuff. But this has been the Stormtroopers from Force Awakens. I hope you enjoyed our video. Support us if you can by checking out our games. Super Good Pixel. These guys make our reviews possible. If you can check out their games, I want to thank some of you, because I know some of you have gone out and checked out the games and even given us some good reviews, and that really helps. It's going to keep us going, and hopefully will allow us to get more figures and do more videos. So thank you for everybody.